Hey everyone, Stephanie here, coffee drinker, book lover, and reviewer of many things, and we are going to talk about witchy books. Okay, so first I got my witch's cup, my witch's brew cup. My coffee is almost gone and it makes me very sad. And I got my witchy shirt, and that's that's it. Okay, bye. No, just kidding. I have 4 books that are like witchy books, and I have 2 in person and 2 are not with me. But I can put pictures up of them. So the first one I want to talk about is this one. Sweep, I believe is how you say that. This is actually a part of a series, and I believe there were 15 books in the series. But I didn't feel like carrying all of those over here. So this is the first book that I'm going to talk about. It is about a girl who is in high school. Her name is Morgan. Morgan? Morgan. Pretty sure that's her name. And she, how do okay. She thinks that she is just a boring, normal girl. Nothing exciting happens. It even starts with her like criticizing herself. Her friend looks like a supermodel. Her friend's boyfriend is like the perfect guy. And her sister has started at her school. And, little sibling is like outshining her already. And they just started kind of. She's just like, ugh. Then she starts to get curious. And, that leads to 14 other books. um, it says on the back, oh, first off, check this out. I'm not who I thought I was. I am a witch. It says something is happening to me that I don't understand. I see things, feel things in a new way. I can do things normal people can't do. Powerful things, magical things. It scares me. I never chose to learn witchcraft, but I'm starting to wonder if witchcraft chose me. And I'm trying to talk about this book without giving it away. So, I told you how the book starts, right? How her sister is starting at her school and all of her friends she thinks are better than her. And she meets this guy who's new to her school. His name is Cal, and he wants to hang out with her. And that is when everything starts. Her friend, her friend even, questions her. And she's like, you have to admit he's good looking. And Morgan's like, of course, I admit it. I'm not blind. But she's not sure about him, obviously. She's like, oh, well, he probably charms all the girls. And then they talk about lots of teenage drama in this book. Yes, this book is full of teenage angst and drama, by the way, which was probably what drew me to it when I was in high school. Or just out of high school. Oh. So this book was written in 2001, but I don't remember seeing this book. I don't think I got this book until I was 20. my mom started like, I was like, "Oh, this is a good book," and we both liked it. We saw this book at, a resale shop, and we both were like, "Oh, that seems interesting," and then, we started collecting them, and she told me, I swear, she told me that if I ever moved out, I could have them, and then I moved out, and she was like, "I never said that." Um, yeah, but I have them now because I actually read them. So, there is a plot twist towards the end of this book, and I just remembered about it, and, so she goes to okay, she she starts to get senses about, about certain things, and she's curious, so she starts sneaking away to, um, an occult shop, and there she starts learning more about herself, and things just snowball, and boom, she's in the cusp of magic, and I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but this is a good book, especially if you're younger and you're into witchy things, this is a good book. But if you're older and you love witchy things, it's a good book. So I'm not gonna dwell on that too much. I just wanted to read a little bit about that, and I will move on to my next book I have here. This is How to Hang a Witch. Um, Oddly enough, I was drawn to this book because on Facebook one day I had gotten one of those like ad pop-ups, and it was about the book. Like it was somebody had made or they had made a little video for the book, and I was like, "Oh, a new TV show. Okay." And then I finished watching it and it was like the book is now available, and I was like, "It's a book?" Um So this is a good book. I got this probably 5 or 6 years ago. Um, I'm just gonna read it to you. It says, "Being the new girl is tough. Being the new girl in Salem could be deadly. Samantha Mathers has just moved to Salem, Massachusetts." I don't think that. Anyway, the site of the famous witch trials. Mathers. I'm sorry. I had to bring that up. "It would be tough for anyone starting over in the middle of the high school. But when your great 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 and a few more greats than that grandfather has the one putting was the one putting the accused witches on trial, your family reputation has a new way of preceding you. So, Sam isn't entirely surprised when she's targeted by a group of girls known as the Descendants. You could probably guess who their ancestors were, right? Yup, that's right, the witches. And as dealing with a checkered family past wasn't enough, Sam finds herself confronted by a handsome but seriously stubborn ghost and discovers she is at the center of the centuries-old curse. Stopping the cycle of evil will mean hard work. wi- Mean will mean working with the Descendants, proving her own innocence. But does anyone actually care if Sam is innocent? Or is Salem's deadly history destined to repeat itself? So, she's a new student in a school or in a town where her name is connected to the witch trials. And it's like at the beginning, she's like, just keep your head down, pretend like you don't realize. Like, she's like, And she actually gets kind of friend to me, I felt like she was getting a little friendly with the Descendants, and, she has a little ghost boyfriend, um, That is how I describe him. You'll understand. You read this book, you'll understand. Um, he kind of helps her out in a few different ways, though. And yeah, it's a really good book. And I think that as much as it's set in the high school and like teenage years, like she has to walk through the lunchroom with everyone staring at her. She has to figure out where to sit, that kind of stuff. I think that it sometimes hits on more adult things, like the way of thinking. So maybe I feel like she's more of like a 20-year-old, but she's in high school. So anyway, it was a good book and I really enjoy reading this. And there's a second book. It's called Haunting the Deep. I think there's just 2 books. I'm gonna have to go look that up. But I will put it somewhere up here if there's more than one book. And I'll link the book in the description for you. So the next book I have had on Audible for a while. It is called A Secret History of Witches. And this one I really enjoyed. And I believe there's more books in the series. Yes. Yes? Maybe. Okay. Um, so I am going to tell you about the book A Secret History of Witches. I have it pulled up over here. I have it on my Audible and I didn't want to hold my phone out. But it was so good. It says, a sweeping historical saga that traces 5 generations of fiercely powerful mothers and daughters, witches who magical witches who magical inheritance is both a dangerous threat and an extraordinary gift. Brittany, 1821. After Grandmere Ursula gives her life to save her family, their magic seems to die with her. Even so, the I looked at it. I can't pronounce it now. O'Shea's. O'Shea's? Or I think it's O'Shea's. 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 Fight to keep their old ways alive, practicing half-remembered spells and arcane rites in hopes of a rival. Sorry. In hopes of a revival. And when their youngest daughter comes of age, magic flows anew. The lineage continues through new generations' struggles, not only to master their power, but also to keep it hidden. But when World War II looms on the horizon, magic is needed more urgently than ever, not for simple potions or visions, but to change the entire course of history. So this book was this book was actually recommended to me by Audible on Audible. When it's like, hey, you like this, this, and this, maybe this. And I was like, yes. And it was so good. One of them, the queen is involved. Just gonna throw that out there, and it's like, um, that's exciting. And even if you don't really like witchy things. This still has a lot of kind of mother-daughter, like, we love each other, but you irritate me kind of stuff. You know, normal family dynamics. They hide their, powers or their rituals from the men in their life, and, um, you you have to read the book to understand how upsetting that is, okay? And there is some scandalous stuff that happens in this book, and someone who we thought we were in love with calls us a witch and then sends us to or goes and gets the priest and all the people. So there is also the book called The Great Witches of Brittany and The Age of the Witches and The Witch's Kind and the Ghosts of Beatrice Bird. I think I read that one too. I'm gonna have to look. And but the book that I've listened to is A Secret History of Witches, and it was really good. It was kind of broken up though, and it kind of threw me off at first because it's like the first you have like what happened to Grandmere and the granddaughter that came into, the granddaughter that came about because of the pregnant daughter. And then it goes to that girl that was born's life and how she felt about it. I'm not going to tell you how they move place to place. Okay? So then that girl, the granddaughter, gets pregnant and she's moved to a different place and so on and so forth. There was a lot of drama in this book, and I think I've really enjoyed listening to this book. That's all I have to say about a secret history of witches. And then one of the books that I just recently found because I am really into the witchy stuff. I was just it was recommended to me, okay? And I was like, I think I will. So it's called Luminary, and I don't have this book, but I had borrowed it from the library and I kept it for a while until I had to give it back. And it is called Luminary, a magical guide to self-care. And of course, I'll put a picture somewhere up here. And it says, a collection of mystical practices and exercises. Luminary is a respectful, in-depth book list and one-of-a-kind guide to mindfulness and self-care for teens to support a life of empowerment, confidence, and of course, magic. Self-care is not only necessary, it's magical. Your road to self-care can be a mystical journey that leaves you feeling more confident, determined, and ready to accomplish all those bucket list items and dreams that you've scribbled into your journal. So why not start that journey now? Find both mystical and practical tools to help deal with stress, depression, and other challenges in this gloriously illustrated and highly designed guide offering different creative ways to live a heart-centered, mindful, and magical life through concrete tools for self-care and advice of a diverse group of practitioners in the areas like tarot, astrology, energy work, and much more. Luminary is a book of practical magic that empowers you to pursue mental wellness with curiosity and confidence. But it's also a book of possibilities that push the boundaries of what self-care can be. I loved it. I even went and got some tarot cards, okay? They're kitty cat tarot. um, but I was looking I think I was doing one of my classes to help me figure out how to do some self-care for myself because I'm bad at it, okay? It's just me and my toddler, and my husband is too far away, and I don't like to ask for help. And this book was recommended to me, and I absolutely loved it. And it's now on my wish list of things that I could have. And I think that it was cool because it actually has things that I want to do. Or things that I'm interested in doing, at least reading about them. And that I don't know what else to say about this book other than if you're interested in astrology and tarot and you need help with self-care, or you feel like you want more instructions on self-care and be a little bit magical because we all want to be witches, the good ones, not the evil ones. Um, yeah, this is definitely a book to read. Like, I went out and got another book after that. We're not talking about that right now. I'm looking to see what else this lady has written. Improbable magic for clinical witches or cynical witches. It said clinical. Cynical witches. She also wrote that. That looks interesting. I might have to read that one. And then fans of The Impossible Life. We have them in Spanish, and she's written a handful of books, the lady who wrote Luminary. And yeah, get some tarot cards. And I think I got my tarot cards I got my tarot cards from Target. They're pretty little kitty cat ones. I should have brought them to show you. Anyway, Luminary is a really good book. And that is all I have to talk about for my witchy books. And I thought that this would be a perfect video to do since Halloween is coming up. And we are in the month of October. And if you're not watching this in October, you can still read witchy books. I read them year round. Yeah, I do. I read at least one witchy book a year. It might not be on the book list, but I do. Okay, so if you liked these books or hearing about these books, or if you liked that I recommended them, or if you just like watching me be crazy, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up and comment below. Have you read any of these? Am I just weird and I find the books that nobody else reads? Like, every time I mention this series to people, nobody has heard of it. And I'm like, what? It's been around for years. Am I just weird? Do these books just call to me? Anyway, comment below if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. Which of these books was your favorite? And which book are you gonna get? Don't forget, I will make sure that there's a link for everything down below. And you can also add to our witchy video here, Harry Potter and So You Want to Be a Wizard. because those are too good. Those two series are really good. For like younger teenagers. But my Harry Potter, I was gonna bring them out, but Harry Potter is already packed, and the first So You Want to Be a Wizard book is already packed. And I've already made a video on So You Want to Be a Wizard. I'll link it. It'll be the one that pops up. So comment below. And if you give me a thumbs down or you didn't like this video, please tell me why. Maybe I can fix what's wrong. And share. Oh, no, subscribe. Subscribe, and you will get a little thing about anytime I post a new video, or I will be on your subscription list thing, and then you don't have to like try to remember what to type in to find me. So subscribe, and then share this video with anyone else who is living a witchy life, who loves witchy things. And I feel like I should have a little witch's hat. I do have like 5, but they're all in the Halloween box. So all I have is my shirts out and my mugs. And I don't even have all the mugs out, okay? I did good. That is all I have to talk about today, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!